Hey guys, welcome back. New day, new video, and today we continue to talk about supply and demand zones. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you how correctly you have to draw supply and demand zones. I mean, the correct way, and then I'm gonna show you my way, what I'm doing, and I'm gonna try to explain why I'm doing this, and I'm gonna show you some examples with that. So let's get into it. So yeah, let's go back to our Bitcoin chart, and basically, yeah, we can start here up to date. To draw a correct supply and demand zone, there is a way. I'm gonna show you. We have something like, yeah, wait a moment, they're supposed to be, okay, yeah, I've got it. Something like that, yeah. The price move it, and for example, it's going down, yeah. In the top is supply zone. Supply zone gonna be something similar as resistance. Yeah, I talked about that and I told you, but how to draw it? Yeah, so here we have our supply zone, here we have our demand zone, and now we have to talk about the wicks. So imagine we are in this place and we have this kind of the rectangle, the violet one, and we need to draw a correct supply zone. You're gonna see a wick, so you know, hourly wick. So we basically taking the top one, the highest one, which had the wick. So the candle can look like this. It had the wick here and it had a wick here. Just proportional, okay, something like that. When you're drawing a supply or a demand zones, you're not drawing like that, you know, just because it touched a little bit or something like that. What you have to do to draw a correct ones, you're going from the top of the wick to the bottom of the wick. In this case, it would be something like that. You see, okay, I'm gonna change the color, and it's gonna be, okay, we're gonna have green one. You see, we had the green candle, we had a wick, and now we have a nice, in this case, supply zone. Yeah, it's supposed to come from here to here. That's how we have our supply zone. In the bottom, it's the same. It can be a red candle, it can be a green candle. You're gonna see some examples, and I'm gonna show you. So now let's go back to our chart. Look at this. This is the top, yeah, and the price is something 64,600, yeah, and we have this green candle, which was in the top, and the price started dumping, yeah. So what we're gonna do, the top and the bottom of that candle, it's gonna be our supply zone. See, it started dumping. The price checked if the supply zone is correct, and if it holds, it starts holding, and we can see a rejection candle, and after that the price started dumping. Now we go into the demand zone. Look at this. The price was dropping, and somewhere in this case the price reversed. So we have our lowest point. We have our lowest candle here, 61,300, and candle like this. We talked about the candles. That kind of one, it's a good one. It shows indecision. So yeah, if the second one is a green candle, we can expect the reversal, but that's not the point. The point is from the bottom to the top of the candle. Here we have a demand zone. Yeah, I can write you demand, and here we have a supply. And what the price did, it came, check the price, look at this, check the price, created several wicks, not several, 1 2 3 4 5 6 wicks, and after that a green candle. What does it indicate? It indicates that in this case the demand zone is working and the price is going up. It's starting to go up. So if you're going for the bold move, yeah, the bold move, you know, we saw nice huge green candle where the Bitcoin in an hour basically went up by $500. that's a lot of money. You can enter the trade. The simple trade, we're going until the supply zone, which is possible, and we have nice 1 to 4 risk reward. A little bit introduction into the trading, into specifics into entering the trading, but that's the point. For me personally, what I'm doing, I'm going to the lower time frame. So we have something like that. We're going to the 15-minute time frame. We're going to try to look exactly what it was. You know, the lowest point, same, you know. And now we can have the lowest point here. I'm going to try to look for myself. This green candle, a nice, correct demand zone from the 15-minute time frame. But there is not so much of the correction, not so much of the pushing the price. Now we can notice that the price was rejected at this place, but the candles are not so powerful. So we are applying more information. We're going to the lower time frame, we're analyzing, and after that we can enter the trade. So for example, if the price going down a little bit, maybe checking some fair value gaps, maybe checking some order blocks, something like that, we can have a trade like this. Now we have a smaller, look at this, now we have a smaller stop loss and the same take profit. Yeah, that's why you're going to the smaller time frame to squeeze your stop loss and get the bigger risk reward. In this case, now we have 1 to 8 risk reward. So for example, if you're risking $1,000 per trade, you're gonna get 8.4k, something like that, and of course commission. So basically 8k profit just for the trade. And if you can catch trades like that, 1 to 8 risk reward, 1 to 6 risk reward, it's a huge advantage for your side. And the best part is you don't even need to be right a lot. For example, if you have trades like that, 1 to 8 risk reward, you need to be right what? 20% to be profitable. Basically every 8th of the trade has to be in profit. So you see why you're trying to catch like that, why I'm trying to catch trades like that, because it's important. Now we can analyze. We have change of character a little bit, a little one, because the price goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, creating the lowest point and the demand zone, and after that the price going up, creating here change of character. Yeah, we're gonna wait for the backup, and I think I'm gonna enter the trade. If the price comes here, I'm gonna try to go for the lower time frame and look for confirmations, look for entry points. But basically that's how you draw it. And the second part of the video was how I draw it. I'm going to a little bit lower time frame and then trying to analyze it. So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you got the idea. It's not that hard, you know. There's a candle, wick, and you're drawing a body, you're drawing supply or you're drawing the demand zones. It's not hard to understand. What you have to do and what you need is fucking practice. If you practice long enough, the bigger time frame, I mean, take the 1 hour time frame and check the Bitcoin chart, check the Ethereum chart, Solana, Hyperliquid, anything. Check it, try to draw it, and you're gonna see. After time, you're gonna start noticing where is the supply zone, where is the demand zone, where I can enter. Not every supply and demand zone gonna hold, but that's a huge probability and a huge percentage added to you if you understand that kind of the theory. So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching and see you in the next videos.